What's up guys, Greg Hitchko here, and in this video I'm going to be walking you through my pre-ride checklist after purchasing either a used or brand new bike before the bike even sees dirt. So this is going to apply to both used and brand new bikes because one, if you're buying a used bike, you definitely want to make sure you go through the entire thing to make sure it's in mint condition before you yourself throw a leg over that thing. Or if you're buying a brand new bike from a dealership, we all know that they don't grease the things whatsoever. If you've been following me on the channel, you saw that I just picked up this 1999 KX250 behind me. Things in mint condition, basically just ridden in the field. But before I take it out, I wanna make sure it's ready to go for me so I don't have an issue when I get to the track. So first thing that I suggest is make sure you check all of the fluids and the oil on the bike. So you're gonna wanna start with the radiator fluid first. At least make sure that it's topped off at the top. You don't want to go out and end up having a bike having no radiator fluid in it. You can, if you want to, drain the complete system and put new fluid in it based on how old the bike is. Next up, what I would do is definitely drain the engine oil. This only has transmission oil, and as you see here through the sight glass, it's already got fresh oil in it. The guy I bought it from, he swapped out the oil, made sure it was good to go. So the oil is clear. I don't need to be changing the oil, but if I were you, I would make sure to change the oil, put some fresh oil in there. And then finally, the last thing I would do is check the brake fluid, make sure the brake fluid's all topped off. And again, depending on how old the bike is, I would drain all the brake fluid, put fresh fluid in there, bleed the brakes, and then you'll have great stopping power because you'll have fresh fluid in there. So the next thing I'm gonna check is the air filter. You don't wanna take a bike out to the track without looking underneath the seat. Make sure you got a clean, freshly oiled air filter on that thing. So good thing I checked the air filter because one, the air filter is actually clean, which is great. The thing is, it doesn't seem like there's much oil on it. You can kind of see here where it's just blotted on here, and that is not very good protection. So we're gonna get this thing oiled up like you see here, and there we go, inside and out. We have a well-oiled air filter. And if you wanna go the extra mile on the carbureted bikes, you can rip the carb off the bike, go through it, tear it apart, make sure it's all clean. There's no old gunk. If the prior owner had been running ethanol gas, ethanol has a tendency to kind of gum up inside the carb depending on how long it's been sitting. So you can tear into that carb, make sure it's all fresh and ready to go. And by tearing into that carburetor, it'll make sure that bike is running crisp and you won't have any jetting issues along the way. So the next thing on the list to check is the wheels, both front and rear. This is a three-part equation for me. So the first thing I'm checking is the spokes, making sure they're tightened. So the way I do it is I like to either start by the air valve or the rim lock system. Start with that first spoke right before it, tighten that one, then count 1, 2, 3. Go ahead, tighten that one down and count another 3. 1, 2, 3. Tighten that one down, and then eventually you get around the entire wheel back to that spoke that you started on. And then you'll start with the next spoke. You tighten that one, go 1, 2, 3, tighten that third one, and so forth until you get around to that starting point again, and then you'll bump up to the next third spoke in line, and by the time you get around that wheel the third time, all your spokes are evenly tightened and you've hit all of them. So that's how I like to tighten my spokes. It's quick and efficient. So the second part of the equation, guys, is pretty simple, is checking the air pressure in the tires. You wanna make sure you got air pressure before you go out and ride the thing. Depending on your tire and or application, you're gonna have different air pressures. So make sure you guys know where you're running before you head out there. And then the third part of the equation for the wheels is I would rip the wheels off and make sure you grease the bearings and the axle as well. So depending on the condition of the bearings, you're gonna wanna get them replaced, or if they're in good condition still, what you can do is actually pick off this outer cover of the bearing and pack that thing with grease, both sides of the wheel, so don't forget that. And then also make sure the axle is well greased when you put it back on. And this is why we check this stuff out, guys. So on these older bikes especially, look how gnarly these wheel bearings look back here. They are so dry. So that's why we check things like this to get these replaced so we don't cause more damage down the road. So speaking of grease, the next thing on my list to check is make sure you go through and grease all the pivot points and bearings. This includes, like I said, the wheel bearings, the suspension linkage bearings, the steering stem bearings. You're gonna wanna go through and make sure all those are greased. I mentioned earlier in the video, if you buy a brand new bike, the dealerships don't use as much grease as they probably should, especially in the steering stem and linkage. So make sure you double check that those are well greased because that'll save you time and money down the road, having to replace those things when you don't necessarily need to. Next up on my list, this is actually a fun one. What I like to do is start with like an 8mm socket and go around the entire bike and make sure all of the 8mm socket bolts are tight. Next up, do that with a 10mm socket, 12mm socket, and so forth.
And then you'll catch bolts like this, which clearly look like a hardware bolt and not a metric bike bolt. So we're gonna replace that bolt with a metric one here. If you didn't check that bolt, the pipe probably could have came loose and ended up falling off.
And one last thing, I almost forgot to put it in the video. It's like a little bonus tip for you guys, is to put an hour meter on the bike. If you bought a used bike and the old owner didn't have an hour meter on it, hopefully they did, because what an hour meter signifies is that the owner kept track of the maintenance on the bike, whether it was oil changes, etc., top end rebuilds. Now, an hour meter can help you track maintenance items like that. Or if it's a new bike, I know the KTMs and Huskies come with one, but I would suggest putting an hour meter on so you can track all of those maintenance records, make it easy on you, so you're not guessing, oh, I think I rode like 15 minutes or an hour and a half at the track this day. Put an hour meter on it, and it'll simplify when and how often you need to do regular maintenance like oil changes. That is my #1 probably suggestion that I would do when buying a used or a brand new bike. So that's really gonna be it, guys. It's pretty basic maintenance stuff. That was my pre-ride checklist after buying a used or brand new bike. These things will save you money and time down the road because parts are not gonna wear excessively faster than they should be. Like I said, with greasing everything, you're gonna have an hour meter on there to track all your maintenance records. All your bolts are gonna be tight, so you're not gonna have a random bolt falling off at the track and then having to buy a brand new bolt kit or whatever. So those are what I suggest doing before going out and hitting the dirt. If you guys have any other suggestions that you guys like to do when buying a used or brand new bike before hitting the track or trail, leave a comment below. It's gonna help me out for the next one that I buy or other people watching this video. If you guys like the Kawasaki KX250, make sure you punch the like button for me. Subscribe to the channel because in the next video, I'm gonna be putting a couple cool parts on the Kawasaki before I take it for a rip for the first ride impression video. But that's gonna be a wrap for this video, guys. As always, ride hard, be safe, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace!